In a world filled with noise, distractions, and constant change, it's easy to feel like everything is out of control. We find ourselves reacting to situations, people, and events, allowing our emotions to dictate how we feel. But what if I told you that the true power lies in your ability to control one thing, the most important thing you will ever have control over: your mind? We live in a time when emotional reactions are often seen as inevitable. Anger, frustration, fear, they all feel natural when things go wrong. Yet Stoicism, a philosophy that has endured for centuries, teaches us something profound. We have the power to choose our response to any situation. It's not about controlling the world around us, but about mastering our inner world. Imagine just for a moment being able to remain calm no matter the storm. In a world where most people are overwhelmed by stress, anxiety, and uncertainty, this might seem like an impossible feat. But it's not. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes not from the world changing, but from changing how we respond to the world. By learning to detach ourselves from external events, we find a deep, unshakable peace within. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending that life doesn't affect us. It's about understanding that we have the choice to respond with clarity, not chaos. As you watch this video, take a moment to reflect. Think of the last time you lost your calm. Was it truly something you couldn't control? Or was it your reaction that needed adjusting? What you will discover here isn't just a philosophical concept, but a way of life that can transform your daily existence. Together, let's explore how you can master your mind, reclaim control, and find tranquility in every situation. Part 1. The Stoic Perspective on Emotions. You've likely experienced moments when emotions take over: anger, fear, frustration. These emotions can feel so powerful, almost as though they are in control of you. But what if I told you that these emotions aren't your enemy? What if instead they were opportunities? Opportunities for growth, for understanding, and most importantly, for mastering yourself. The Stoics believed that emotions are not inherently bad. They don't see emotions as something to suppress or ignore. No, emotions are a natural part of the human experience, but what the Stoics taught was something even more profound. It is not the emotion itself that determines your peace, but how you respond to it. Imagine for a moment the last time you felt overwhelmed by anger. Maybe it was an unfair situation at work, a disagreement with a loved one, or a moment of deep frustration. In that moment, the emotion felt all-consuming, didn't it? But now, reflect on this. Was the situation truly out of your control, or was it your response to it that created the storm inside you? This is where the Stoic approach can change everything for you. The Stoics didn't try to eliminate emotions. They simply understood that the external world cannot control your inner peace unless you allow it. Epictetus, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Think about that for a moment. It's not the situation you're in, but how you choose to respond. This is where you have power. You have the ability to control your response. Let's go deeper. Emotions often arise from what we think about a situation, not the situation itself. When you get angry, for example, it's often because you feel that something unjust has occurred. But is the situation truly unjust? Or is it your perception of it that makes it so? The Stoics would argue that your judgment of the event is what creates the emotion, not the event itself. In those moments of frustration, you have a choice. You can choose to let that emotion dictate your next action, lash out, become defensive, or shut down. Or you can choose to pause, reflect, and then act with wisdom. The Stoic approach isn't about denying your emotions. It's about understanding them. The key is to recognize that you are not your emotions. They are visitors, passing through you. And while you can feel them deeply, you don't have to let them control you. This might sound easier said than done, and I understand that. In the heat of the moment, emotions can feel like a force of nature, something you can't avoid or deflect. But here's the truth. You have the ability to create space between the emotion and your reaction. And in that space, there is power. The next time you feel your emotions rising, take a breath. Just one breath. In that moment, ask yourself, is my reaction helping me? Is it aligned with the person I want to be? By pausing and considering these questions, you begin to regain control. The Stoics believed that true freedom lies in the power of choice, the power to choose how you respond to everything life throws at you. When you stop and reflect, you create an opportunity to see things clearly, to understand the situation without being swept away by it. You gain a sense of detachment, not from life, but from the need to control life. You start to realize that you don't need to control everything. You only need to control yourself. And here's the beauty of it. With practice, you can train your mind to respond calmly, thoughtfully, and wisely, no matter what life presents. It's not about being perfect, it's about progress. Every time you catch yourself in an emotional storm and choose to respond with calmness, you strengthen that muscle within you. And over time, you begin to shape a life where you are the one in control, not your emotions, not the world around you, but your own response. So, I ask you this. How would your life change if you could respond to every situation with calmness, clarity, and control? The Stoic path isn't about avoiding emotions, but about understanding them and using them as a stepping stone to a more powerful, peaceful, and purposeful life. You don't have to wait for things to change to experience this inner peace. You can start right now, because the power to master your mind is already within you. It always has been. Part 2. The importance of self-awareness. Do you ever find yourself reacting to situations in ways you don't fully understand? Maybe a sudden burst of anger, or a wave of sadness, or even a moment of confusion. You feel the emotion, but you don't always know where it's coming from. In those moments, you might wonder, why am I feeling this way? What if I told you that this question, this curiosity, is the first step towards something extraordinary, the key to mastering your mind and transforming your life? Self-awareness is the cornerstone of the Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that in order to control your emotions, you first need to understand them. You need to know where they come from, why they arise, and what triggers them. But more than that, you need to know yourself deeply. Your values, your beliefs, your reactions. Only when you truly understand yourself can you begin to change the patterns that control your emotions. Imagine waking up in the morning and noticing how your thoughts immediately influence your emotions. You might feel overwhelmed by the day ahead, anxious about what's to come, or perhaps excited. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself why you feel this way? What beliefs are you holding on to that shape these emotions? It's easy to fall into the habit of just reacting to life's challenges without pausing to ask the deeper questions. This is where self-awareness becomes your superpower. By becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions, you reclaim your power to choose how you respond. The Stoics taught that life's events are outside of our control, but how we interpret those events, how we choose to perceive them, is entirely within our power. And that begins with self-awareness. Think about the last time you reacted strongly to something. Perhaps someone cut you off in traffic, or you received criticism at work. How did you react? Did you lash out, feel frustrated or angry? Now ask yourself, why did you feel that way? Was it truly the situation, or was it your interpretation of the situation that caused those emotions? When you take the time to reflect on your emotional responses, you start to uncover the underlying beliefs and patterns that shape them. Maybe you hold on to expectations of how things should go, or perhaps you fear failure, criticism, or rejection. These beliefs often live quietly in the background, guiding your thoughts and actions without you even realizing it. But here's the empowering part. Once you bring these beliefs to the surface, you can begin to challenge them. Self-awareness gives you the chance to ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Is it helping me grow, or is it holding me back? By examining your thoughts and reactions, you gain clarity, and with clarity comes control. You see, emotional reactions often come from a place of automatic thinking, a knee-jerk response based on past experiences or ingrained beliefs. But what if, instead of reacting, you could pause and ask yourself, what's truly at the heart of your emotions? What if you could choose to respond with wisdom, instead of reacting out of habit? This is the beauty of self-awareness. It gives you the freedom to choose. You no longer have to be a slave to your emotions. Instead of allowing them to dictate your actions, you become the observer. You begin to notice the patterns, to see the thoughts and beliefs that trigger certain emotions. And with this insight, you can choose to respond with intention. Think about it for a moment. How would your life change if you understood your emotions so well that you could always choose how to respond? What if, instead of being carried away by anger or frustration, you could step back, recognize what's driving those feelings, and make a conscious decision to act with calmness and clarity? The truth is, you are already capable of this. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware. The more you practice self-awareness, the more you train your mind to respond with wisdom. And with time, you'll notice that your emotional responses become more aligned with your values, your goals, and the person you want to be. This journey towards self-awareness doesn't require you to change overnight. It's not about becoming someone you're not. It's about understanding who you truly are. By embracing self-awareness, you empower yourself to break free from emotional patterns that no longer serve you, and you open the door to a life where you are the one in control. So, I invite you to take a moment today. Pause. Reflect. Ask yourself, what emotions am I experiencing right now? What thoughts are driving them? The more you ask these questions, the more you'll begin to understand yourself. And in that understanding, you'll find the strength to transform your reactions, and with them, your life. You're not just a passive observer of your emotions. You are the one who can shape your emotional world. The power is already inside you. All it takes is the willingness to look within and start the journey toward deeper self-awareness. Part 3. Accepting what you can't control. There are moments in life when everything feels beyond your control. The world seems to spin in ways you can't predict, and you find yourself trying to hold on, desperate to steer things in the direction you want. It's frustrating, isn't it? The constant effort to fix, to change, to control. But what if the very act of trying to control everything is the source of your inner turmoil? Think about the last time something didn't go the way you planned. Maybe it was a situation at work, a relationship challenge, or even something as simple as the weather ruining your plans. How did it make you feel? Anxious? Frustrated? Disappointed? In those moments, the weight of things beyond your control can feel unbearable. But here's the truth you might not want to hear. There are things you can never control. The Stoics, great masters of inner peace, believed that understanding this truth, accepting what is out of your hands, was one of the most powerful ways to find peace. They didn't teach passivity or resignation. No, they taught freedom. Freedom from the need to control everything. Freedom to release the weight of expectations, of outcomes, of things that simply don't belong to you. You may be facing a situation right now where you're feeling the pressure of trying to control something that's not in your hands. Perhaps you're struggling with another person's behavior, the outcome of a project, or even how others perceive you. These are things you cannot control, and yet you keep trying, don't you? You feel the tension in your body, the frustration in your mind. It's exhausting. But here's a question for you. What would happen if you stopped? What if, instead of trying to control every little detail, you allowed things to unfold as they are meant to? What if, instead of battling against the current of life, you allowed yourself to flow with it? This doesn't mean giving up or becoming indifferent. It means recognizing that true strength lies in knowing what is yours to control and what is not. The Stoics knew that life would throw obstacles your way. This is inevitable. People will disappoint you. Events will unfold unexpectedly, but what you have complete control over is how you respond. Take a moment to think about something in your life that's currently causing you stress. What's the real source of your frustration? Is it something you can influence, or is it beyond your grasp? When you accept that there are things you cannot control, you free yourself from the burden of trying to force them to bend to your will. Instead, you focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, your responses. This shift in mindset is incredibly liberating. Instead of fighting against the world, you begin to cultivate a sense of peace, because you stop struggling with the inevitable. You understand that some things just are the way they are, and that's okay. In fact, acceptance is not a passive act. It's an act of courage. It requires you to face reality as it is, without the need for it to conform to your desires or expectations. It's about trusting the process and trusting that the things outside your control are unfolding for reasons beyond your understanding, and that's perfectly fine. Now, think about the moments when you've tried to control everything. How many times has it led to frustration, stress, or even burnout? How many times have you fought against life itself, only to find that it didn't give in? You see, life isn't meant to be controlled. It's meant to be experienced, to be lived fully in the moment. The more you try to force things, the more you resist the natural flow of life, the more stress you create for yourself. But when you accept what you can't control, you free up your energy. You stop pouring your resources into things that drain you, and instead, you focus on the things that matter: your mindset, your actions, your values. Think about it. What if your peace was no longer tied to the uncontrollable? What if you allowed yourself to simply be in the moment, to let life unfold as it will? Imagine the freedom you would feel: freedom from anxiety, freedom from stress, and freedom from the need to control everything. Remember, the only thing you can control is how you respond. You can't change the weather or make someone love you or control how others treat you, but you can choose how you respond to all of it. You can choose peace. You can choose calm. You can choose to let go and trust that everything will unfold as it should. This is the essence of the Stoic philosophy: acceptance of what is, while taking responsibility for what you can control. This mindset doesn't make life easier. It makes life richer. It frees you from the weight of the world and empowers you to be at peace, no matter what happens around you. So, ask yourself, what can you let go of today? What are you holding on to that's causing you pain? What can you release, knowing that it's not yours to control? In that release, you'll find the peace you've been seeking all along. Part 4. The role of virtue in staying calm. In your life, how often do you find yourself reacting instead of responding? Maybe someone cuts you off in traffic, or a colleague says something that hits a nerve. Your emotions flare up instantly, and you feel the heat rising within you. It's natural, right? But what if, in those very moments, there was another way to handle things? What if, instead of reacting, you could pause and choose a more thoughtful response? This is where virtue comes into play. The Stoics believed that virtue, the highest good, is at the core of living a calm and fulfilled life. Virtue is not just a lofty ideal. It's a practical guide for how to act, think, and live. It's the key that unlocks the door to true inner peace. And here's the best part: you already possess it. What do I mean by that? Well, you have the capacity for virtue within you, whether it's courage, wisdom, justice, or self-control. These aren't just abstract concepts. They are the tools you have at your disposal to navigate life's challenges. When you tap into them, you begin to change how you interact with the world. You stop reacting from a place of impulse or emotion. Instead, you respond from a place of strength and clarity. Think about a time when you stayed calm in a situation where most people might have lost their temper. Maybe it was a stressful moment at work or a difficult conversation with a loved one. In that moment, you were practicing virtue, whether consciously or not. You were embodying self-control, holding back the urge to lash out, and choosing to respond thoughtfully. In that moment, you demonstrated the kind of inner strength that Stoics believe we all can access when we choose to live by virtue. It's easy to forget that you have the power to control how you react. Emotions are powerful. They can rise up quickly and take hold of you if you let them. But virtue gives you the ability to pause, to reflect, and to choose how you want to respond. It doesn't mean you suppress your emotions or deny your feelings. Instead, it means you approach situations with wisdom, and you don't let your feelings dictate your actions. Let's take self-control as an example. How often have you let frustration or anger lead to a reaction that you later regret? Maybe you said something harsh or made a decision in the heat of the moment that wasn't the best choice. It's easy to let emotions take over. But virtue, especially self-control, teaches you to step back and ask yourself, is this reaction aligned with my values? Is this how I want to respond? When you practice this kind of awareness, you're able to respond with intention instead of impulsively. Justice is another important virtue. It's not just about fairness in the legal sense, but about treating others with respect and kindness, no matter the circumstances. When you choose to respond to others with justice, you choose to act from a place of compassion rather than judgment. Even when someone wrongs you, you have the ability to choose how to respond. And you can choose to respond with grace, dignity, and fairness. In this, you find calm. When you act with justice, you align yourself with your highest values, and you can move forward without resentment or bitterness. Then there's wisdom. It's the ability to see things clearly, without distortion. When you act from wisdom, you don't get swept away by the emotional tides of the moment. You take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Wisdom allows you to understand that emotions are temporary. What might feel overwhelming right now will pass, and what seemed urgent in the moment may not be as important in the long run. Wisdom helps you stay grounded, no matter what life throws your way. So, how does virtue help you stay calm? When you live in alignment with virtue, you are no longer at the mercy of your emotions. Instead, you become the master of them. You learn to navigate life's challenges with a steady hand, no matter how stormy the waters may seem. The power to remain calm, even in the face of chaos, is within you. And it's not about eliminating emotions. It's about choosing how you respond to them. You have the strength to choose your response. You have the wisdom to see beyond the moment. You have the courage to stay grounded in your values. You have the self-control to pause and reflect instead of reacting impulsively. This is how virtue empowers you to stay calm in any situation. Every time you act with virtue, whether it's showing self-control, practicing justice, or embodying wisdom, you strengthen your ability to remain calm. The more you choose to live by virtue, the more you'll notice that life's challenges don't rattle you as much. You begin to feel more centered, more in control of your emotions, and more aligned with your true self. And this is how you can find peace, not by avoiding life's difficulties, but by responding to them in a way that reflects your highest values. This is the true power of virtue. It's not just about surviving life's ups and downs. It's about thriving with a calm heart and a steady mind. So, ask yourself, what virtues can you cultivate today? What can you practice to become the calm and centered person you want to be? Every moment is an opportunity to strengthen your inner foundation. And with virtue as your guide, you can face whatever comes your way with calmness, courage, and clarity. Part 5. Transforming challenges into opportunities. In life, you're going to face challenges. It's a given. It could be a difficult situation at work, a personal loss, or simply the struggles that come with trying to achieve something meaningful. But here's the question. How do you see these challenges? Are they obstacles, or are they opportunities waiting to be transformed? You have the power to shape how you experience life's difficulties. It's all about perspective, and more importantly, how you choose to respond to those challenges. The Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't see obstacles as things that needed to be avoided. They saw them as opportunities to grow, to strengthen their character, and to practice their virtues. And the same can be true for you. Let's think about the challenges you face. Right now, in your life, what is weighing on you? What situation feels overwhelming, like it's holding you back? Take a moment to really reflect on that. Now, imagine for a second that you have the ability to transform this challenge into something powerful. What if, instead of seeing it as a setback, you began to see it as a stepping stone, a chance to grow stronger, wiser, more resilient? This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. Challenges are not just things to survive. They are opportunities to thrive. Every difficult moment you face holds the potential to shape you into the person you are meant to be. It's in those moments of adversity that your true strength is forged. Imagine the last time you faced a major challenge. Maybe you were faced with a problem you didn't know how to solve, or a setback that made you feel like you were at a standstill. In those moments, you likely felt frustrated, uncertain, even defeated. But what if you had the ability to shift your mindset, to stop seeing the challenge as something that's happening to you, and instead see it as something that's happening for you? Every challenge is an invitation to practice your virtues. When you're faced with a tough situation, you have the chance to practice patience, resilience, wisdom, and self-control. Instead of reacting out of frustration or fear, you can choose to respond with calm, with clarity, and with purpose. This is the opportunity to take the raw material of your emotions, your reactions, and your thoughts, and transform them into something that reflects your highest values. Think about it. What would it be like to approach every challenge with a sense of curiosity instead of dread? When you shift your mindset, you begin to see obstacles as opportunities to learn. Every problem becomes a puzzle, a challenge you are capable of solving with the right mindset. In every difficult moment, you can ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience shape me into a stronger, better version of myself? The Stoics believed that everything in life, even pain and hardship, can be an opportunity for growth. And you too have this power. It's all about how you choose to approach the situation. When you look at your challenges as opportunities, you'll start to notice a shift in your energy. Instead of feeling drained and defeated, you begin to feel empowered. You begin to realize that nothing in your life can truly break you, because you have the strength and wisdom to turn every hardship into a stepping stone on your path to greatness. Let's take a moment to reflect. Think about something in your life right now that feels like a challenge. What if, instead of fighting it, you embraced it? What would happen if you started to look for the lessons hidden within the struggle? What would it feel like to trust yourself, to know that you have the tools to navigate through this, no matter how difficult it seems? You are stronger than you think. The challenges in your life are not here to hold you back. They are here to shape you, to mold you into the person you are becoming. And every time you face one with courage, patience, and wisdom, you become more of who you are meant to be. You are not defined by your challenges. You are defined by how you choose to respond to them. Every difficulty is a test, but it's also a gift. A gift that gives you the chance to grow, to evolve, and to become the calm, resilient person you are capable of being. So, as you move forward, I want you to carry this truth with you. You have the power to transform every challenge into an opportunity. You have the power to take what seems like an obstacle and turn it into something that makes you stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your values. The next time life presents you with a challenge, take a deep breath, pause, reflect, and ask yourself, how can I grow from this? How can I use this moment to become the best version of myself? And when you do, you'll see that every challenge becomes not a burden, but a gift. A gift that helps you unlock your true potential. Part 6. The practice of tranquility. In a world that's constantly moving, where everything seems urgent and chaotic, the idea of finding tranquility can feel almost impossible. But I want you to know this. Tranquility is not something you find by escaping the noise of the world. It's something you cultivate from within. It's about learning to create peace, calm, and stillness in your mind. No matter what's happening around you, you have the power to find that stillness within yourself at any moment. No external circumstance has the ability to disturb your inner peace unless you allow it. It is in this stillness, in this tranquility, that you can truly connect with your deepest self. And this practice of tranquility can become one of your most powerful tools for living a calm, centered, and purposeful life. The Stoics, who mastered the art of living within a calm, knew that peace of mind comes from the practice of detachment and self-control. It's not about avoiding the stresses of life. It's about learning how to remain unshaken by them. You have the ability to stay calm, no matter what life throws your way. And the more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Think about the times when you felt overwhelmed or anxious. Maybe the weight of responsibilities, the noise of expectations, or the speed of life felt too much to bear. You can feel like you're drowning in all the chaos, and the last thing on your mind is peace. But in those moments, remember this: you always have the choice. You have the choice to decide where you place your focus. The practice of tranquility starts with taking a deep breath. It's about pausing before reacting. In those moments of stress or overwhelm, take a moment to stop. Feel the breath in your body, center yourself, and remember that peace is not a far-off dream. It is a choice you can make right now. By becoming aware of your emotions, you'll begin to notice when you're starting to feel agitated. You'll start to see the signs before they spiral out of control. And when you notice those signs, you can choose to respond differently. Instead of letting your emotions rule you, you can calmly observe them, acknowledge them, and choose how you want to move forward. You see, tranquility is not the absence of stress or difficulty. It's not about waiting for the perfect circumstances to find peace. It's about finding peace in the middle of the storm. It's about learning to stay calm and centered, no matter what's happening outside of you. This is where true strength lies. It's in your ability to remain composed, to not be carried away by the waves of external events, but to stay grounded, steady, and true to yourself. Imagine for a moment, when was the last time you felt completely at peace? When was the last time you felt calm in the face of a challenge, when you didn't react impulsively or allow emotions to take over? What would it feel like to live in that state of tranquility every day? To approach life with a sense of calmness, to make decisions with clarity and wisdom, no matter how much pressure you're under. The more you practice this inner stillness, the more natural it will become. It's not a skill that's reserved for a select few. It's available to you right now. You already have the ability to find peace within yourself. The only thing you need is the willingness to make the practice of tranquility a priority. Each time you create space for calmness, you not only find peace for yourself, but you also become a steady presence for those around you. Your tranquility will radiate out, helping to create a calm environment, even in the midst of chaos. Imagine the impact that could have on your relationships, your work, and the way you experience life. So, I encourage you to begin practicing tranquility today. Start small. The next time you feel stressed or overwhelmed, pause. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you have the power to create inner peace right now. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. Every moment is an opportunity to practice calmness. And with every practice, you'll find that peace becomes not just a fleeting feeling, but a constant presence in your life. You are the creator of your own inner peace. And with that peace comes power, the power to face life's challenges with grace, to move through difficult moments with confidence, and to navigate the world with a sense of tranquility that no circumstance can take away from you. This is your practice, and it begins now. Conclusion. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to take a moment and reflect on everything we've discussed. You have everything inside you to create the calm, the clarity, and the peace you desire. It's not something that's outside of you, waiting to be found. It's already there, just waiting for you to tap into it. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that we are not at the mercy of life's external circumstances. You are the master of your responses. The challenges you face don't define you. How you respond to them, with calmness and virtue, is what shapes your life. And this power is yours to claim. You've learned the importance of self-awareness, the strength that comes from accepting what you can't control, and the transformative power of seeing challenges as opportunities. You've seen how virtue can guide you to remain calm in any situation, and how the practice of tranquility can become your greatest tool for living with purpose and grace. And now, it's time to take action. Take this philosophy with you into your everyday life. Practice what you've learned in your own way, in your own time. Start small. Every moment is an opportunity to choose peace over chaos, stillness over reaction. The more you practice, the more natural it will become, and soon you'll begin to see the profound shifts in your own life. I encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you found value in these teachings. Join this community of like-minded individuals committed to living with wisdom, purpose, and tranquility. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I would love to hear how you are integrating Stoic philosophy into your daily life. And remember, each step you take towards self-mastery is a victory. Keep practicing. Keep growing. You are capable of creating the peace you seek. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, stay calm, stay centered, and live with purpose.